Hey guys, Standard VR back with your daily Pokemon battles. Today we have this really cool double origin dragon team from That's a Plus One. Let me know in the comments, what is your favorite dragon type for Reg-I? Is it the super popular Miraidon? I'm a big fan of Miraidon, but I'm also really like Giratina and Dialga. Dialga was one of the first mons I took to regionals. Super fun mon to use, super bulky, super strong with this adamant crystal. Please, while we get into those battles, before they start, think about dropping a sub. Just take a second of your time, really help me out. And let's figure out how we're going to beat this Trick Room team. Because that looks like Final Gambit, Annihilate. Grimmsnarl can't do a whole lot as far as like prankster shenanigans because they have an Indeedee. We do have an Ursaluna, but they have a Kyogre. So this is going to get really dicey. I think what we actually do is that I don't know what we do. I think we just lead Dialga and Grim. I like this lead. We bring the Giratina in the back. And how do we deal with that Ursaluna? That's what I'm looking at. Kind of like Sinistcha here. Let's find out. First game with the team. We'll see how it works. Here we go. Alright, we have Annihilate Oranguru. I am fine if you want to... What is it called? Final Gambit. That's what I'm looking at. This looks like a Final Gambit TR board. And I'm kind of fine protecting and just throwing up the Reflect. Just to kind of... I think this is all I really need Grim for in this match, is getting this Reflect up. Yeah, there's the Final Gambit. Into Dialga, which doesn't work, by the way, because, you know, Protect is kind of a busted move. There's the TR, so we are faster than this Annihilate at this point. What I'm looking at is I kind of just want to get this Oranguru off the board. Let's see. Sorry, big thinking here. I think we do that just so that the Annihilate doesn't completely delete the Dialga. Say Encore. Okay. That's fine, I think. We're just going to go ahead and hit this thing. So they shouldn't really be doing anything with Final Gambit. It's going to do a nice, 25%. Does mean they get Cali in for free. We do have a Reflect up. Glacial Lance is neutral. High Horsepower does a lot of damage, but it's not stab. So we're not in a horrible spot. They could just Encore the Grim, which I think is fine. I don't really want to swap anything in on a Glacial Lance. Because you Encore the Grim. We Parting Shot out. There's a good chance you're clear Amulet, so Parting Shot's not even going to do anything. I do just want to get damage on this Oranguru because I just want to be able to pop it. So while the Kali is the threat, this Oranguru with Instruct does cause a lot of big problems. As they are tearing to avoid foul play. But I am not foul play. Grass Tear is going to be dicey because I have Sinistcha in the back, so that's not really going to do a whole lot as far as damage. This is going to be a hard one. There's the Glacial. Almost half to Grimmsnarl. I really would like a crit here to go ahead and take out my Grimmsnarl. I think would be kind of nice. But I doubt. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So they are at +1, which is something to be wary of. Wary of? So I am going to bring in Giratina here. I don't want to swap in the Sinistcha yet because I think you still do go for Glacial. I'm going to drop a Fire Terra and I think just Shadow. Oh, no, wait, they're Grass Terra. It doesn't matter. Dragon Pulse is more damage. We could... Oh, we can't do a Calm Mind because they will Encore that, so no. We're not going to do that. This makes Glacial resisted. They are +1, so it's still going to do a ton of damage, but let's see it. And they can't high horsepower because we have Levitate. So it's kind of nice. Don't get the double protect. Glacial. Doesn't do anything to Giratina. Look at that. And now Sinistcha is going to come out and we're going to heal all of that back up. Now, I wouldn't say we're in a great spot. I wouldn't even say we're in a good spot. We are just in a spot. That's a decent chip. So we come out with Sinistcha. Get some health back on Giratina. Because those Glacials are going to start hurting a little bit more. How many turns of Trick Room we got? 1 turn Trick Room. Which means I can just protect, even though they could Trick Room. And we go ahead and Dragon Pulse again. I think a Dragon Pulse here. I want to see if this can get at least half on the Oranguru, because I think that next turn they're going to protect Trick Room. It would have been a really good play there is to actually Trick Room the Trick Room. Like, you know, for them. Not quite half. Oh, as they just reverse Trick Room a turn early? Interesting. So let's see, if we Matcha Gotcha and Dragon Pulse here, hopefully they protect Trick Room. That's what I'm hoping for right now. I think this is my only out, as they don't. So now our only out is to get a burn on this Cali. If we can get a burn, we're gaming. No burn. They try to high horsepower. We have Levitate. Alright. We still got shots. I had to get that Oranguru off the board because that thing was a problem. They come out with Ursaluna. The big Ursaluna. This thing's gonna hurt. I'm gonna Matcha Gotcha again. Which I know is not gonna do any damage to Calyrex. But I really kind of am just fishing for that burn. I don't think Life Dew is going to do anything. I think we just have to Matcha Gotcha and just Dragon Pulse out. I would like to set up some Calm Minds, but I think that that's just going to take too much time, and I'm not going to actually get any value off of it. Really could use a burn here. It'd be really nice. There we go. Alright, they should not be doing anything to Giratina. This Blood Moon, however... Yeah. GG's. Say Seed Bomb. Why didn't you just Glacial? Or better yet, like Trick Room. I think you're outplaying yourself. I still don't think we win because they still have a whole another Mon in the back, and Sinistcha is, you know, just a little teacup. Just a little guy. I don't think he can, you know, manage to pull this one out on his own. But we are gonna try. That's a double KO for Sinistcha. Big heals. A whole, like, 2 HP. And then we got the rest of it. We're all the way up. Alright. What is their last? Was it Lunala? If it's Lunala, it's big game over. Because we do not have Shadow Ball. If we had Shadow Ball. Oh, yeah, they had Ape. Never mind. GG's. That game got super dicey really quick. But Sinistcha, MVP. Got the big heals on Giratina. Let's get another one. Alright, we got Ho-Oh Groudon. And a Roaring Moon. I've been looking at Roaring Moon a lot for NAIC. I've actually been looking at Screamtail a little bit. But so they got big Tailwind energy. They probably got Taunt somewhere on there. Either on the Torn or the Flutter I could see carrying Taunt. So, if we wanted Trick Room up guaranteed, we'd have to do something like Sinistcha Dialga. Which isn't bad, but like knock off into Taunt Dialga probably just stops that. We could go Grim, but that doesn't stop a Taunt from Fluttermane. We could start Parting Shot around now. So, like, let's go Grim Dialga. And let's try to just kind of figure it out when we get there. Ensign's good because, you know, this Groudon can be Clear Amulet, but this Ho-Oh can be Clear Amulet, but both of them cannot be Clear Amulet. So, that's a thing. Do we leave the Giratina at home? I think it's too good into Groudon, honestly. Trying to look. I'm running out of damage. I think we have to go Ursaluna and Giratina. This one's going to be rough. I think they have too much which way am I going kind of feel on their team. Like, and not knowing whether the Fluttermane has Taunt is kind of like a huge stumbling block in team preview for me. So obviously you have Encore disable stuff with Screamtail. That Ho-Oh can, you know, burn things. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fake out this Ho-Oh. And we're going to Trick Room. Because a burn on Dialga is not great. I mean, I know it doesn't alter its attacking stat because it's a special attacker. But I would just rather not take the chip damage every time. And I don't think that Screamtail is doing anything. Maybe Thunder Wave, which could get dicey. But we'll see. I like just getting this fake out off. It stops most of the damage that's going to come out. Say Helping Hand to Ho-Oh. Is this Covert Cloak Ho-Oh? Are you Earthquaking? No, because that would just take out the Screamtail. Not Covert Cloak Ho-Oh. Trick Room's up. Lefty's Ho-Oh. Okay, so you can get Parting Shotted. That is definitely a thing. Fine, actually. You know what? Fine, actually Parting Shot here. Now, I know that this Screamtail can protect, but I'm just going to Flash Cannon it and see where it goes from there. Because I don't think Ho-Oh really threatens a whole lot of damage in this position, especially with the Parting Shot off. Yeah, there's a Helping Hand again, which is fine. Because we're going to lower that attack. And we're going to come right in with our Ursaluna. Giratina wouldn't even be bad here, but... I just like the Ursaluna. That way we get our Guts active. Take that Screamtail down to almost... Oh, it's Citrus. Cool. Screamtail's such a bulky mon, too. Say Sacred Fire. Yeah, it doesn't even do half. No burn, which is nice. I think we just Facade and Dragon Pulse this thing. Alright. Just get rid of that Ho-Oh with a big Facade. And Groudon takes massive damage with Dragon Pulse. We are sitting pretty. There's that Screamtail again. Cool floating animation because the Ho-Oh was there. I really think that we just Earthquake and Dragon Pulse this Groudon. It's a nice thing about Telepathy Dialga. I mean, Callie could never. You can't Earthquake next to a Callie. You'd have to protect, all that kind of stuff. You get this nice Telepathy Dialga, and you just get double KOs with Ursaluna. It's so nice. Alright, so what was their last? Taking out both the Restricteds. Taking out the Screamtail. Is it Roaring Moon? We're going to see Roaring Moon? Fluttermane, there it is. So I'm going to assume you're probably just like a Specs Flutter. Special attack booster. It's a lot of damage. We just Earthquake Flash Cannon. Don't think there's anything you can do. There's Protect. Okay, okay. We're gonna protect out a little bit. Yep, Flash Cannon into Protect. They haven't Terra'd, but I'm assuming you're probably a Fairy Terra Fluttermane, since that's kind of what the majority of them are. Trick Room's up, but I don't think it saves you. Here's the Terra. We got Terra Grass. Resist the Earthquake. Oh, there's the Terra Fairy. Terra Fairy Decleam. I don't even know if that... special attack booster, though. You know. You might pick off Dialga. But, like, this is neutral. Yeah, it does a lot of damage, but not quite enough. I actually really like Dialga. You know, you just don't get immediately popped by those Fairy Terra special attack boosting Fluttermanes. And Ursaluna closes it out. GG's. Alright, we got Zacian Miraidon bundle. Every single way to stop TR in the book. Not really. But you do have Fake Out, which is a problem. How much speed do we have on this Incineroar? 84, so not a whole lot. Grim. 86, a little bit more, a little bit more. All right, Zacian is going to be a big bully. I really need to get TR up. And to do that, I think it's not that because that doesn't have TR. I think it's this. I think we have to do that. And then we bring Giratina and big Ursaluna in the back. Let's see. Iron Bundle Miraidon. Super fast, super damage, right out the rip. Alright. Iron Bundle doesn't get on, right? I think it just gets Encore. I know they usually run Encore. I think we just fake out the Miraidon and Trick Room. This should kind of negate a lot of damage because anything Bundle can do is just going to be neutral into Dialga. Again, the Steel Dragon typing is so nice. It does get Taunt. I have not seen a Bundle run Taunt in a hot minute. Alright, fair enough, fair enough. I think we just do that and... Let me think about this. If anything, you're Electro drifting into that. I'm just going to Parting Shot and... No, not. I'm going to Spirit Break to break Sash and just protect for a turn. Actually, we can't protect because we're taunted. We're going to Dragon Pulse this Miraidon. Yeah, I'm not doing anything with Grimmsnarl. Would have been a nice Parting Shot, but I really didn't want to, like, you know, could have went into Ursaluna, but it's fine. Let's get a big Spirit Break off on this bundle. What are you coming in with? Because this Dragon Pulse is gonna hurt. Now this Spirit Break is not gonna do too much, but we'll drop the special attack a little bit. So that is a lot of damage to an Ensign. Decent chip. Break the Sash, walk away, you know. Here, we can't really do anything. Let's see. You're going to try and get the Grimm off the board here. I keep forgetting I'm taunted. I don't really want to take... I want to keep the Ursaluna, so I think I'm fine with the Grimm going down. I didn't mean to press that. I wanted Spirit Break. We just Spirit Break here, and I am just going to Dragon Pulse this bundle. That's fine. Because this bundle's not doing anything. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to Parting Shot out. Grimm lives, man. Those EVs. Ridiculous. And the -1 special attack drop kind of nice. Alright. Dialga's no longer taunted. Grimmsnarl is still taunted. So you're going to have to throw a taunt into the Dialga. So I think that's a decent turn to just go ahead and Dragon Pulse this bundle and bring in Giratina. I think we'll be okay. Maybe. We'll find out next time. Because I would like to get a fake out pin on a Miraidon, you know. Because I think this instance should be Parting Shot out. There's the taunt, which is super safe to bring this Giratina in because obviously you cannot taunt and freeze dry a spot at the same time. We got double dragons. Knockoff does almost half. Not bad, not bad. Nice thing is the Grisius Orb cannot be knocked off, so it doesn't do that much damage. It just does a lot of damage. Let's see it. Bringing out that Miraidon. Yep. I'm assuming this is a Specs Miraidon. What else do they have? They have Zacian in the back. Ursaluna's okay as long as they don't have close combat. Here we just drop a double protect. We don't because we're taunted. Alright. So this is what I'm looking at. You are going to Terra Fairy Declaim, right? Or do you just drop a Draco? I'm going to Calm Mind. And I am going to actually throw a Flash Cannon into this Miraidon. Alright, so they are not tearing. So Dragon Pulse was definitely the better play. But it's fine. Calm Mind might have been a little reactive here. There's the Declaim. Not doing anything to Giratina. Not doing anything to Dialga. We're going to get this Calm Mind off. And see what this does too is this also goes, hey, this Giratina is now a threat. Go Flash Cannon just so, hey, you don't tear. Just don't do it. Big Flare Blitz into the Dialga. So much damage. Why is that instance so aggressive? Like, I know we don't resist it, like, but that's like, that's a lot of damage. We are still taunted, right? Yeah. Last turn of taunt. Never lucky. Alright. So I think we just have to Dragon Pulse here. And we probably go down to Declaim, but we just Dragon Pulse there. As now they're going to Terra. And in my life. I should have played better that turn. Yeah, Terra Fairy Declaim. That takes out Dialga anyways. And obviously blocks the DP from Giratina. That's fine. You just knock off again. Alright, let's bring Grim in. Not a great situation at all. We just Shadow Ball here, and we just probably Fake Out there too. Yeah, that picks up. Nice crit. Don't think we needed it. We are at +1, and it's just a Miraidon, so. There's the knockoff into the Giratina. So the problem here is that we don't have our Flame Orb active. But what we get to do is we come out, we drop a Protect. They can't Terra. They might have close combat. That is a very real possibility. They might have Sacred Sword. Also a problem. But we just Protect to get our Flame Orb active. And we just Reflect. There's the big Reflect. There's the Behemoth Blade into the Grimmsnarl. Perfectly fine. And I'm assuming knock into the Ursaluna. Would have been nice if you would have doubled the Ursaluna, so we could have, like, you know, T-waved the Zacian. You don't even have T-wave, but, you know, Parting Shot to get the attack even lower would have been kind of nice, but it's fine. And here, I think we just Earthquake. I thought about Headlong Rushing the Zacian, but then, yeah, there's Sacred Sword. Doesn't even do half. Knockoff. Does a lot. I don't think this KOs Zacian. Never mind, I am wrong. Ursaluna is cracked. There's a reason that this thing is on like 80% of teams that show up at events. Not bad. We were able to actually win that one out. So GG's. That was a fun match. Fun set of games today. Let me know, again, in the comments, what is your favorite dragon? I really like Dialga and Giratina. Dialga put in a ton of work these matches. Please like, comment, subscribe, and as always, have a great day. Peace.